Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of the Prospect Profits live show. We've got a real exciting show for you. We usually don't go on Wednesdays, but we couldn't pass up an opportunity to talk to one of the most exciting coaches out there, probably in the world, but out in Europe right here. We got new offensive coordinator for the Barcelona Dragons, who just put up 60 points in their win against Cologne last week. Pat Wennin, thank you so much for joining us, Pat. How is it going? How are you doing today?
First of all, thank you guys for having me on the show again. It's always a pleasure. Love talking shop with you guys. It's been a pretty crazy week. You know, it's been a lot of work, but it's been cool and you know, it feels great. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great show, but we got a lot of stuff to fix, and we're trying to get a first down on Sunday.
Absolutely, Pat. Thanks so much for being back on. We've become huge fans here of the ELF and especially of the Barcelona Dragons on this show. It was just an exciting game to watch last Saturday. You guys winning 60-51 at home against Cologne. That was a big one. Your first game as offensive coordinator. But talk to us a little bit about the process of how you became the offensive coordinator. I think just within a couple days before the game that it was announced, at least to the public.
Yeah, well, it was kind of so Coach Joe Papau, who is the former offensive coordinator, who I owe a lot to. I learned so much through just 2 months of being with him and living right next door to him. So I owe everything to him, basically. But anyways, he had prior engagements back home, and we knew about it for a while, and we just kind of set it up to where I was able to, you know, take in practice, be able to take like the inside run first, and then grow into the offensive skelly and grow into the team. And he was great with me, and he let me do a lot of that stuff. So it was you know, a work in progress, and then it was just announced just to make it public. And then after the Hamburg game, it was announced, and then I was able to, you know, kind of put my little spin on it. But it's more to the players, you know. They knew what to do. They know where to go, and it was just putting them in a couple different positions and different stuff, and putting some of my own flavor. But really, it was them making the plays. I just put them in position. You know, offensive coordinator, you call the plays, but you can call the perfect play. But if the players can't do it, they can't do it. And I just called a couple plays, and they made it happen. You know, Remy Bertolini made some. We scored on an out route. I mean, that makes me look good, but it was the player. You know, it was all Remy. Remy made the play. Zach made the throw. The line was held up. So it was exciting. It was a good process. It was a slow, you know, as you know, you try to grow the ladder, but it was exciting, and the boys handled it well, and the team and the management, everyone handled it well, and it was just, you know, it was a blessing. It was definitely a blessing.
Yeah, spoken like a true coach there, spoken like Pat, who we've had on the show before, just very humble on it, but it must have felt great. And the players, like you said, played amazing that day. It was a great game for the Barcelona Dragons. And as they pick up steam here, how great did it feel, though? We saw the video of you celebrating with the team afterwards, hyping up the fans. How great did that moment feel?
Yeah, I mean, our fans are awesome. If anyone ever gets a chance to come watch a game in Barcelona, it's, you know, they're amazing. They're second to none. The passion, you know, it's cool. There was like, you know, there's fans crying. It was like, you know, you feel it. And what we've been through and the way our team has grown in the last 2 months from game one to now, it's been just, you know, huge. So for us, it was a passionate win. It was one that meant a lot to us, because I don't think many people thought we would, get it done, but we did. And now it's just keep rolling. Let's keep moving forward. Let's, you know, you learn from your mistakes. Now there's a bunch of stuff we did bad. You know, I can name a lot of stuff, but we just got to learn from that and continue to get better. I ask my guys that every day is what can we do today to get better? It's not about getting better tomorrow or what we did yesterday. It's about today and the moment and living in the now and just progressively getting better day by day. And I know that's cliche, but it's just so true. It's so true. The way, you know, you can't look forward. You can't look, who do we play in 2 weeks? I don't know. Like I told you guys before, I'm worried about getting a first down. I'm just worried about getting a first down.
We know all you're thinking about is whatever that opening drive against Stuttgart's gonna look like here on Sunday. I think Saturday or Sunday. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, let's just quickly revisit how you guys have grown. I mean, first time week 2, you guys played at Cologne against the same team you just beat 60-51, lost 40-12 on the road there. Really just a little more 6 weeks later, or five or 6 weeks later, you beat them at home. Like I said, you guys were close to beating Hamburg. You guys got the win the week before at home against Berlin, who's also a very talented team. What would you say is the main part, or who deserves the most credit for this sort of ascension that you guys have made, for how much better you've been getting really every week, and it's visible if you watch?
I mean, the players. It was we were 0-4. They could have just dropped out and gone home. I think they took a professional attitude from the start, and we kind of took the look of, hey, let's worry about us. Let's not worry about what they're saying out there. Let's not worry about the next opponent. Let's worry about us. What do we have to do to get better? And the players really took it into their own hands. I've always said, and I always believe, that the best teams are player led, and us coaches are just there to put them in the position. And you've had a couple captains that just really taken that role, and now you got guys bugging us. Usually it's the other way around. Coaches bugging the players. Now you got players bugging the coaches. Hey, coach, did you watch film? Did you see what I did here? What can I do better there? And it's a player-led team, and we owe it all to them. Front office has done an incredible job working their butts off day in and day out. They're painting the field. They're doing everything, and with an understaffed group of front office, but they're working their butts off to make it as professional and as good as you see it. It's the fans, everything is just kind of clicking together, but we still have so much more to go. We still have so much more that we want to accomplish before the season's over.
Yeah, and you guys, Lorenz, you talked about it, the growth that they've had, and you, Pat, just talked about it, the captains on this team really taking responsibility and pushing this team forward. We talked to Zach and Gene right after talking to you almost a week later, and they have ascended into what seems to be stardom. Yet when we talked to them, they were extremely humble kids. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like this is anything different for them. I think they knew that they were going to be here making plays for you guys. How proud are you, not just of those two, but of the entire offense, really just making the plays, taking the patience that they had, starting 0-4 and now just ascending to rightful stardom?
Yeah, it's funny because, like, even if you look at our early season, we still moved the ball pretty well, and we were doing some good things. We had some changes up front in the O-line, and our coaches have worked their ass off, their butts off. My bad.
You're all good.
Their butts off, and yeah, no, it's been a general group of the whole team kind of keep fighting, and the adversity we faced between losing and injuries and everything. A lot of teams, and I know a lot of teams would fold, and we kept looking at the positives of everything. Hey, like even our first Cologne game, we kept watching it back, and we're like, man, we moved the ball against these guys, but then we made a couple of mistakes in the red zone that killed us, and so that gave us, the excitement to, hey, we got these guys again, let's go. And they played a great game, and those guys didn't fight either. I mean, they didn't quit either. They fought to the end, literally to the end. The onside kick, I was freaking out. But we got that settled, and then we kept moving forward. So it's about the guys. It's about the team. Everyone kind of putting – you could tell the difference now than it was 6 weeks ago. Everyone's nervous, a little scared for everything. And now it's like everyone's excited back into work, and we're excited to be here and just got to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, that excitement, believe me. I was watching on my phone because I couldn't get it to work on my TV, so I was just watching on my phone, like, keeping Alec updated via text how it was going. They didn't show. Unfortunately, there was no game clock, so I always had to guess. But I was there almost as loud as the people in the stadium. I don't think I can hang with your guys' fans, but you're obviously a running backs coach. How come you guys were throwing the ball all over the yard? Is that just where you gotta adapt? Got to use what's working best?
Yeah. I mean, if you told me we had to win by running the ball 40 times, I'm going to run the ball 40 times. And if we have to pass the ball 40 times, I'm going to pass the ball 40 times. I never have to force feed. Like, I know people have their styles, but I want to win, whatever that takes, whether it's, like I said, run the ball 40 times or pass the ball 40 times. If we win 3-0, we win 3-0. I want to win. That's bottom line. So I felt the game that's where it was. Would I love to run power counter and everything? Heck yeah. But we felt that was the best situation for our guys, and we're never going to put our guys in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, and I was like Lorenz said, I was getting texts all throughout the game, a little updates here and there. Hey, Pat just called this play. I was getting updates throughout the whole thing. It was electric to follow on, and
I was excited, man.
Yeah, no, it was perfect, exactly what I needed. But Pat, you guys, when we talked last time, we asked you, what does this team got to do to get our first win, to get to push towards that playoffs and success throughout the season? You had told us that when we talked then that it was not an excuse for you guys, but a disadvantage because you guys had just put this team together months before the season. And now it looks like you guys are together and playing it hard. You talked about it before the show even started that there's been some injuries with the team. All teams seem to be playing a little bit shaken up, I guess, a little bit injured. But with the team putting it together like it is your goal for this season, and I know you're a one drive type guy, but is your goal for this season really just to build on this, to build into next year, to obviously win as many games as possible? But do you feel like you can take this thing even further than that? Do you think that you guys can go maybe win out? Do you think you guys can really just have a ton of success to finish out this year?
I mean, my answer here. Yeah. But no, I do think we've got something special growing here in Barcelona. We're young. We're starting kids, 19, 20-year-old kids that would be in college back in the States. So they're doing their job and they're learning and they're growing. Again, a group of kids that when I first saw them, I'm like, man, here we go. And now we're trusting them, and look at little Jordy scored 2 touchdowns. Sam scored another touchdown. Guys are contributing in ways that we would have never could even dreamed of early on in the season, and now they're the big parts of our offense. But yeah, I mean, I'm worried about getting the next first down and next win. But yeah, we're it seems like everything's clicking at the right moment, but it's just about moving forward and keep growing. And do we want to make playoffs? Of course, but it's not in our hands. What we can control is what we do at 3 p.m. not what the other teams do on their weekends. So it's just a matter of focusing on us, and as great as the game was last Saturday, it's about moving forward to the next match and next opponent.
What was going through your head when you guys were on that final drive and you called that play on, I believe, 3rd and 5, where it requires the quarterback to make the play fake, sort of do a quick hesitation to make sure the backer bites and then turn around and run it? How much? I mean, it was just how much trust you put in Zach Edwards in that moment to not hurry it or anything. Also, Zach, it's hot up here, so don't hate on my red face. But what was going? Did you know you were going to call that play in that moment, or were you just looking at the play sheet? Was like, let's go with that?
It's actually a funny story. We an inside run, which every football guy knows. Inside run defense has advantage every single play. But maybe that's biased because I'm the running back, but they always stack the box, and we make it tough for our linemen to get it done. But an inside run, Zach pulled it once, just kind of he pulled it because he's an athlete, And then when I came up to him after in the huddle, I'm like, hey, that looks pretty good. We'll keep it in mind for the game. But I'm thinking we're going to do that on the 2-yard line, not on the 50, on the 45 going the minus 45. So we get the first down. We play the first down. They call a timeout. And I tell them, I'm like, hey, their boots in, they're crashing. Second down, timeout. And then the 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, I look at him and I kind of give him the look. And he's a stud. And I gave him the if he wants to do it, he does it. I wasn't going to force the play down his throat. And he asked me, so Coach, can I do it? And I was kind of, look, it's there. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. It's your call. I gave him the option because. And at the end, it wasn't. Look, it's a great play, but it wasn't as risky as people make it out to seem, and how Twitter has blown it up. Because worst case scenario, he falls down and they call another timeout. It was just like the run. It's not like we're throwing a play action bomb.
It was just great in that moment, because you could have just said, hey, we're running it up the gut again, get another yard or two, and then we're punting it, and they get the ball back. But it was just a genius call in there. I mean, genius. I don't want to guess you up too much, but it was a really good call at just the right moment from what the defense was doing. Absolutely, it was a great call. Don't sell yourself short on that one.
For the touchdown, he's the one that he was begging me to do it too, and he probably should have listened. I got mad at him though after, because he should have fallen after the first down. But in the moment, and it was I couldn't get too mad at him. The kid's a baller. He makes me look good. He's a stud. And I hope he's not watching, because I'll never tell him that.
Yeah, he is dominating from what I've seen, and I love to see it. But when we had him on, we talked about his some things he's like his what's the word, journey in football. Lost the word there, but we're talking about his journey. He's had an excellent journey just to get there, a real interesting journey just to get to where he is. And it's so cool to see some of these players, and Gene as well, who actually played right here in Long Island, 15 minutes from my house. Real cool to see these guys get their opportunity. Of course, real cool to see you get your opportunities and make the most of them. But I gotta say too, I wish I spoke fluent Spanish, because that when I watched that play on Twitter, the announcers so much more exciting than American football here. Like it's so much more exciting.
They're great. They're just like the fans. They love it. They love us. They love Barcelona Dragons. It's really cool to see it, and that's why like that video of me pumping them up. It was just like the moment, and that's I'm an emotional coach. I feed off that. I like that. I'm not an old school coach that just wants quiet for the play. I love that. I love the emotion. I love the fight. I love what our fans bring. I want to make it difficult for opponents to play in our house, and to me, if we can engage with the fans, that just brings excitement, because I've been a fan. I've been on the other side of things. It was cool when a coach pumped us up, or the players, or everyone's won. We're all it's a huge family, and we're just trying to get the win, and whatever it takes to win. At the end of the day, whatever it takes to win.
Next time we need Coach Rita to do some crowd surfing or something like that. I think that'll get a couple retweets and views as well. No, but go back to your top playmakers, Zach and Gene. When we had them on, they were talking about growing with the team, and growing with the offense. And that's obviously what you guys did. But how long did it take for you guys to be able to maximize those two guys, who are, in my opinion, one of the best two of the best offensive talents in the entire league? Having watched a couple of these games, I mean, there's no one that's as electric as Gene. I don't think anyone in that league has an arm like Zach like Zach. Yeah, how long did it take for you guys to really identify what they did, what they do best, and how to utilize it?
Day one of training camp, they threw a 55-yard bomb to Gene, and I was like, okay, that's the guy. But it's also just getting to the gel, getting to grow. Like I said in the last time I was on, We started May 6th. Our first practice was May 6th, and then we didn't get back into it till May 17th. So you're talking about a month within, and then weekends off, kind of. You're talking about 20 practices to go play a team that's been together from sometimes years. So it's been just part of the gel, and then also talking to the guys. Like I probably mentioned before, I'm all for what players think. I never want to put someone in a position where they're uncomfortable. So I'll ask Gene, I'll ask Zach, and we all live in the same apartment complex. So I'll just text them, hey, come up, shoot, come up for 20 minutes. Let's draw in the mirror. My mirror's a mess. And it's just, hey, here's what we're going to see this week. How do you feel comfortable? This is what I'm thinking of using you. This is how we think will be effective. And then it's a back and forth. It's not just us putting a script, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to stick to it. It's being able to adjust to what they give us and give your playmakers the ball. And then that's to me, they make the play. So how can I give them the ball in the best situation?
Yeah, and you guys have done a phenomenal job at that. I mean, I know we've talked about it, but 60 points, man. It was electric to see. Super proud of the entire Barcelona Dragons team, especially considering I claim to be the biggest fan here in the United States.
Said that before we won, so it's
I've stuck with the team. Of course, I'm here. I gotta get I gotta get it out there just so everyone knows that I was with the team when we were losing, but now we're gonna win and it's fine.
It's on video.
It's on video. They can't even deny it. I was there. But Pat, you're obviously going. You got some tough games coming up. We talked about it. But you guys with the passion that you guys are playing with and the fire that you guys are playing with, feel the fire, as the hashtag says. I'm excited to see what goes next for you guys. But last time you were on, we talked about, just to get off football just a little bit, we talked about Lionel Messi. And just this week, we got news. Yeah. He's leaving Barcelona, the city that you're in.
You would think half our organization, we lost a player on our own team.
Yeah.
They're all so sad.
Yeah. Did you see the press conference at all?
I watched. Yeah, it was sad. It was sad.
Yeah.
Look, obviously, I'm not a Barcelona fan whatsoever, and I mean, management screwed that up. But I watched it. It's sad. It's sad losing a player like that. You never and as a even though I'm a Bayern fan, I don't want to see that.
Right.
These days, it's hard to see loyalty in these big organizations. So losing that just makes it sad. But now PSG is just loaded, and now I still got Bayern winning the Champions this year. So hate me or love me, I'm going Bayern all the way.
How mad are you he didn't sign for you guys?
You know what? I never thought he would, so I never got excited about it.
No, I think there's like 2-3 teams that just money wise play a league above them. But quickly getting back to football, because this was a big topic talking to the coaches last week at the Frankfurt-Hamburg game. How much better and how much easier is it to prepare, and how much more does it actually show the quality of the team and the coaching now that you guys have tape on pretty much every team? How much do you utilize it? I know you talk about you're focusing on yourself, but how much better is it to prepare now that you got a lot of game film on these other teams you're going up against?
Yeah, that was another aspect of, week one, we had one scrimmage and everyone ran their vanilla stuff. So it was so difficult to see what other teams wanted to do. Even up to, I would say, week 3, did we really have a consistent week. So how we break it down is we always start the week before as coaches. We start on either Wednesday or Thursday. We start breaking down the next team. And just little things, because we still have our own stuff we want to fix. So we start breaking down the next team's opponent 10 days out, and then we just work our way through the schedule. And since it's only been 9 weeks, it's doable without, breaking our backs. And so now we have 8 films compared to 2 to 1, and you could only get so much out of one film or 2. So it's great to see that and break it down in personnel and charts and tendencies. all that stuff. I know the other coaches at Stuttgart and Berlin are breaking down what we do, and that was like to our advantage a little bit with Cologne. Was we still kept to what we did, but I kind of I put my own kind of wrinkles and stuff, and so that was able to be a nice surprise. But now cat's out of the bag. They're watching us.
Yeah.
So it's been great, and the league does an excellent job of making everyone, we have to submit our film. It has to be good quality film. It can't just be this garbage angles. So they do a great job of making it a tight rope.
Yeah, it's got to be at least, it's got to be crazy helpful just to be able to watch film on these guys. And I know that you've also got the scouting background in a sense. It was where we met through learning how to scout and stuff like that. So I know that's got to help you guys. Do you think that your next goal would be to be head coach, or are you pretty content at just offensive coordinator? I know, not trying to take Coach Rita's job, but do you think that you could handle the head coach job after being an offensive coordinator for a little bit?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's my goal. That's my head coach. My goal is to be a head coach and build my own staff and build my own culture and everything. But right now it's focusing on getting that first down.
I knew you were gonna say that.
So I don't even know why I asked, Pat.
I'm gonna get a shirt that says "Get the first down."
Yeah.
Haven't done some work on Stuttgart myself. I saw them live, and I scouted a couple of players on their team. If you had to shout out one guy that's gonna be difficult to prepare for, if you want to, you don't have to. That you identified, who would that be?
No, Dale Warren is an excellent linebacker. He's one of the best. He is. And you watch him and you're like, yep, this guy can play ball. We saw it in the scrimmage. When we played them week 1, we got a scrimmage the week before, and I said it from there. I go, that's the guy. That guy's a stud. They do a lot of good stuff. David Mezza's another good one. And he's been playing both ways sometimes, and they use him excellent on offense as the tight end, wing, H-back. That new role that a lot of offenses love. So he's a great guy. They're good. They're solid. They do a lot of different stuff. They try to switch it up on you. They send a lot of dogs and pressure. So it's going to be an exciting game. I love these kind of, I love these strategical games that where you got to call the right play at the right time, or else you're screwed kind of games. So it's always fun. It's always fun looking at opponents and seeing what they do and think. And I try thinking, why do they do it? And then try to put it, okay, how can I do it against them? It's cool. It's like playing chess.
And their head coach has seen a lot of action in football here in Europe. I think dating back to NFL Europe days. But one more guy got a shout out is their corner 23, Marcel Dabo. He's one of the best young athletes. He's German, still a young guy, but he's someone's got to be on everyone's radar because they put him through testing drills and he tested off the charts like a first round corner. Just wanted to mention it at this point.
Yeah, no, they've got a solid crew, and they're I'm pretty sure they're a pretty new team as well. Just through, I mean, they're the Scorpions and now they're the Surge, So there's a lot of changes there too that you could see they're starting to play better. So it's going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, for sure. Pat, thank you so much for joining us. We've taken up, I think, enough of your time at this point, but hey, always a pleasure to get to talk with you. And any final words before we get out of here?
No, just thank you again, guys. Like I said before, I'm grateful and for this opportunity to speak to you guys. And I love being on the show. And whenever you guys need me, just let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna take advantage of that a little bit more. We now that we got to talk about the Dragons almost weekly at this point, since I'm getting texts every play during the games. I'm basically watching, but I appreciate you joining with us, Lorenz. Any final words before we get out of here?
Alec, I know how you can watch. You can get the pay-per-view on the European League of Football website. You can buy all the Dragons games, or you can get the pay-per-view for I think like $3. I mean, I think you got to do that.
I'm gonna have to do it. Yeah,
you have to, But yeah, Pat, thanks so much for hopping on. You guys got 2 big games here in Germany. Wish you guys were still playing in Frankfurt one more time, but that already happened. Or I'd get out there and watch you live a little bit, but I'll be following on TV or on my phone, wherever I can get it. And best of luck to you guys. This is official, I think, Barcelona Dragons fan live show, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, like I said, thanks so much for hopping on.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And we'll be back with another show tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Go to the NFLDraftBible.com. Check out all the fantastic stuff that's been going out there. And we'll get Pat on again to talk about the Dragons whenever he gives us the time, because he's always very gracious with his time. So we always appreciate that. And stay locked on the ELF, because they're putting out a phenomenal product. The Barcelona Dragons are just one of 8 teams out there that are really putting together excellent football, excellent product. It really has been. So stay locked on that. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.